Huh, I guess this was the call-in for my return? I'll explain more in a later video. So Marvel and Sony have just released what I am assuming to be the final trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, and this time around we do have a lot more information revolving the plot and some of the characters that are going to be returning. Now, as we already assumed from the previous trailer, we do know that this is going to pick up right after the events of Far From Home, with the final trick up Mysterio's sleeve being this grand expose of Peter Parker being Spider-Man. And due to the many complications that have arose, Peter decides to go to Doctor Strange and seeks for everything to be undone. But as you can imagine, the spell had some drawbacks of its own, which causes further complications that not just affect Peter Parker and Doctor Strange, but the entire multiverse as we know it. So essentially, the entire plot revolves around Spider-Man and Doctor Strange teaming up against several interdimensional beings from Peter Parker's past, and I'm guessing bringing them back to their respective dimensions. One of these beings just so happened to be Otto Octavius from the Raimiverse, who most people were under the impression that he was going to be the main villain in this movie, as well as going to be the one that will lead the Sinister Six. But much to many people's delight, it does appear that Dr. Octopus in this movie is still essentially reformed after the events of Spider-Man 2. And after the initial conflict between him and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus will be aiding both Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and help take down the other interdimensional villains. And while I am glad that this is going to be the path and character development Otto Octavius will take in this movie, I do feel like they should not have revealed this in the trailer at all. Because in my eyes, I think it would have been a much more impactful twist if we just didn't expect it at all, and that we would be left in the dark revolving Dr. Octopus's true intentions. That being said though, I am somewhat intrigued on the Stark Tech tentacles that Otto has at his disposal, or what I'm guessing he strips away from the Iron Spider suit. Because with these advancements, I do wonder whether Doc Ock might have some repulsors or any further advances. And continuing on with the Raimiverse, we also do get to see the return of William Dafoe's Green Goblin. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am slightly surprised that we are going to get the return of this particular costume for him, considering the previous leaks that we have seen months ago with William Dafoe's alternative Green Goblin costume. But then a little later in the trailer, we do actually see him in the brand new costume, which I will say kinda resembles the Amazing Spider-Man as far as the tech looks. But whether they are actually incorporating the Amazing Spider-Man Oscorp stuff into this movie, I highly doubt. Although one thing that is for sure taken from the Amazing Spider-Man series, well, loosely, is the return of Jamie Foxx's Electro. And I've gotta say, I really dig this new design for Electro, and I am so happy that we are going to see plenty of him in this film, because Electro is one of my favourite villains from any of the live-action Spider-Man films. And I especially love the added touch of them adapting the star on his head, and finding a way to make it look badass. And by the looks of things, it does seem like, while this isn't exactly the amazing Electro from that universe, this new Electro does appear to have all of the powers from the previous iteration, specifically with him being able to transform his physical body into this more blue electric form. Plus we do get to see some snippets of Spider-Man's black costume, and I gotta say, it is slowly growing on me. And finally, we do get official confirmation in that we are going to see both Sandman and the Lizard from their previous iterations in this film, as they will be joining forces with Electro and Green Goblin as this pseudo-Sinister Six, but not really. Not gonna lie though, I am a bit confused revolving Sandman and Lizard's inclusion, mainly because if Otto Octavius is still reformed, then why isn't Sandman and Lizard when they kind of redeemed themselves at the end of their respective films? Granted, you could say the argument that the Lizard is a complete split personality and that this isn't going to be Kirk Connors in control, whereas Sandman was somewhat vindicated by the end of Spider-Man 3, so unless this is the Sandman before his redemption, I don't see how this makes any sense. And we do get to see a bit of a homage to the death of Gwen Stacy's storyline, and potentially teasing the death of MJ, but I'm willing to bet that this is going to be a fake out and that Ned Leeds is going to be the one who will get killed off. Now, coming out of this trailer, there is a lot to unpack, and I do believe that they revealed a bit too much from this film. And while I am somewhat skeptical about this movie and how I'm personally getting a bit sick to death of the entire Spider-Verse crossovers and whatnot, I am still fairly excited to see No Way Home. And considering that this could potentially be Tom Holland's final run as Spider-Man in the MCU, it is clear in my mind at least that Marvel Studios is trying to finish off his trilogy in a spectacular fashion. So what are your thoughts on the brand new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, and what is your personal favourite highlights? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video, please like and subscribe, take care and have a good one.